turn off the lights. Turn off the lights. If you can sleep in the dark, you can deal with isolation.
I don't know, man. It's like, you know,
Bruh.
pay the game to play the game and get paid.
Hey guys, welcome back to Live Free Universe. I am YG Reno, and today I want to talk about confidence and isolation. There was a time in my life in my younger 20s when I used to just hop around from here to there, and you could tell I'm a pretty good looking dude, so I do my thing. I felt like I always had to be at the club, had to be with the girl, had to be like with my homeboys doing something, rather than being by myself working on me. Long story short, I had a little, did my thing, and I got called some unflattering words by this girl. I just tell you, I just won't even lie, man. She straight up called me a community fool. I didn't know how I felt about it, but that was like the first trigger that let me know, I need to just kick back and just like see where things can go. Took a whole year out. I'm talking about a year where I just straight up worked. I didn't barely see my friends, barely saw my brother. He came to see me, but I didn't go see him. I didn't drive anywhere, even though I had a car. I didn't travel anywhere. I didn't spend any money on anything outside the essentials, which was like food and transportation and whatnot, you know what I mean? But nothing too crazy. After about a year and a half, I got to a place where it's like barely recognized myself. And now I'm at this point where it's like I can go out for a drink and not be overwhelmed by the social pressures of being cool or, people have reputations, you know what I mean? I don't have to live up to my reputation because I am comfortable in my own isolation. I think confidence is what breeds isolation, and the more you're isolated mentally, meaning like mentally, physically, it don't really matter. Like, I feel like if you are in a position where you don't feel confident about yourself and the things that you want to do, then isolation is the best place for you, because you remove everybody else's brain. You remove everybody else's thoughts. You remove everything else besides yourself. Now you can break down how you are in your psyche. You can break it. Like me personally, I'm really, really energetic, but I'm naturally an introverted dude. Like I can go out and do my thing, but after a while, man, I don't want to be around nobody. And then days can go by and it's like, I don't know you. You know what I mean? Developing that mentality, especially if you're an extrovert, it'll imagine being a people person. Imagine being a people person, being able to talk to people, but then being able to withdraw from people, right? So not only are you able to go to be the life of the party, but when you walk away from the party, you're still the life. You know what I'm saying? The life entity, that aspect right there, I feel like that comes from confidence, from being isolated. Because when you're with people, when you're with your friends and whatnot, what happens is their opinions of you, their lifestyle choices, the things that you subconsciously accept about them become you, right? So if you're friends with a needy person or a taker, you're gonna most likely either be an extreme taker like them, or you're gonna be a type of person that gives them everything they want to the point that you become the vehicle for their energy. You know what I'm saying? They can put their gas in your tank and then make you do what they want. So being able to be isolated will remove you from your own self-doubts. I mean, there are a lot of things that I think isolation can help besides confidence, but I just want to stick to confidence itself. I think the biggest approach as you step into isolation is being able to put your phone away, being able to put away the social media, being able to not make those emotional responses to the people in your life. Especially a lot of emotional dudes. I'm not really an emotional guy. Like, I have emotions because all people have emotions. Don't let nobody tell you any different, but I'm not an emotional person first. I'm more of a thinker first. So for me, when I am emotionally involved with somebody and attached to somebody, it's deep. It's deeper than just like I like you because I can like you and I feel it. It's like I feel like a soul's burning desire because I don't have complete control of my emotions. I don't have complete, like, I'm not in touch with them. I'm not in touch with them immediately. Being able to separate yourself from emotional attachments, also, writing, reading. Writing and reading are solo passions, right? When you're writing, you're able to express the subconscious mind in a form that doesn't have to be securely bound to your personality, meaning you can express yourself however way you see fit outside of the range of what they tell you should do in norms. Reading books is a great way to help stretch your imagination, to see from the perspective of other people, to be able to see yourself in real time as another person, to be able to invite yourself into a new attitude, into another way of life. I mean, obviously this is just a thought. It's not, I didn't have nothing written down. I just wanted to shoot it out. But the very first thing you need is isolation and confidence. Confidence is not going to come from you being with your friends because they're only going to give you a boosted ego. The boosted ego is like a hot air balloon, you know what I'm saying? Once the hot air starts to cool down, you're going back down. You got to keep that hot air going. But when you have confidence, that's like an electromagnetic hoverboard, you know what I mean? Something that you can push it down, but it comes right back up, you know? Push it down, it comes right back up because its whole thing is to stay at a certain level. When you're confident, you reach a certain level where somebody can call you fat. You're like, you know what? Guess what? I eat cupcakes all day. I ate cupcakes this morning. I ate cupcakes for lunch. I ate cupcakes for dinner. When you're confident in yourself, anytime somebody throws you down, you can always flip it around like an hourglass. You know what I mean? When the hourglass finishes, you flip it upside down and the sand just pours down all over again. But you know what? At the moment that you flipped it from the bottom to the top, it was up. So down is up, depending on how you mentally perceive it. For all of you out there that are like unsure of yourself, not know what to do, isolation. Isolate yourself. Isolate yourself from anything that has you emotionally attached. Anybody that makes you feel like as if you owe them something. I mean, even turn your phone off and lose it. You know what I mean? Turn your phone off and give it to somebody. Tell them not to give it to you till a certain time. Or even one of the things I used to do was every time I went through a breakup, like if I couldn't emotionally reconcile the breakup, I couldn't reconcile it within myself. Since my first breakup, and you can ask my mom about this, I straight up will take a long walk. A long walk. Turn my phone off, throw it somewhere, and just take a long walk. Take that walk, put yourself in a position where it's like you have to be forced to feel all those feelings. Even the worst thing about a walk is you have to walk back home. You know what I mean? You gotta walk back. You have to reconcile those feelings on that walk. You have to carry those feelings on that walk. And you gotta walk back. And then you feel recharged. You feel renewed with this energy. Even if you're working out or running, expressing your emotions physically without putting harm to somebody else, I feel is one of the best ways to build confidence in isolation. When you're confident, when you're isolated, different parts of you come out. You'd find different parts of you that you didn't know was there, or maybe you knew was there, you're too afraid to let out due to not feeling confidence in yourself and only finding that life support through somebody else. When you become your own battery, when you start to actually depend on yourself, you actually discover things within yourself, like cooking, for example. Honestly, I didn't really cook like that until my 20s, right? Like before that, my mom used to take care of me. I'm not gonna lie, I used to be a big mama's boy, but I used to work too, so it was a little different. It wasn't exactly like mama's boy. It was like either way, when you're confident, you start to become more of an introspective person in terms of how can you make your life better rather than why your life is the way it is. When you aren't confident, you'll always question your life in terms of why it isn't the way you want it to be, rather than how you can switch the situation in order for it to help you. In order to self-isolate, you need to be confident. If you're not confident in yourself, You're not assured in the little things that make you who you are. When you do isolate, you'll find yourself being more neurotic and find yourself make-believing in a way like you see life and you interpret its meaning only to your disadvantages. Another great thing about self-isolation is money building, right? If you're not out there spending money, going out with your friends, or constantly out there eating and dealing with the social pressures of life, you have more money to save and spend and invest in your own personal projects. Self-isolation, it needs confidence. In fact, if you don't have confidence in your own life, when you step out of the darkness into the light, you fry up, you burn. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. When you're home and you hate yourself, the second you stand around people, man, you sizzle. You sizzle like eggs on a pan, you know what I'm saying? You find your spice of life, it's going well, but you need to come off the pot so you can't stay there too long, you know what I'm saying? Because you're not built within to stand the pressures. A lot of people don't like confident sarcasm. When you let somebody know that you're better than them in your mind without having to state it out loud because of your ego, right? Meaning, I don't walk around thinking that I'm bigger and better than everybody, but in my mind, I'm a superhuman, you know what I'm saying? I'm not just the body and flesh that I've been given. I know that the mind is limitless. You are infinite potential. If not you, the person next to you. I believe heavy in that we're not an island. I believe everybody is interconnected. And you'll find that a lot of times dealing with your own issues bring you closer to the people that you want to be around. You may want to go and be active by yourself first, so that when you are around active people, you're inspired to do it by yourself and alone. Again, you know what I'm saying? When you're doing things with people, like especially people who like to work out together, working out together is cool. But what happens when you lean on your partner to be your emotional crutch? When you are confident during your isolation, when you are around people, when you do feel the need to correct them, it's not so much in terms of, I need you to know I'm correct. It's, hey, I want you to do the best for you because I'm doing the best for me. The great thing about confidence during when you're isolated is you're okay being corny. You want to hear a dirty joke? A white horse jumped in mud. It's hard to be away from people when you're dependent on their energy. During the quarantine, you found how many divorces happen? How does that happen? You know why? These people have no actual purpose on the inside of themselves, so their relationships are built off of images that they don't necessarily control or create. But yeah, thank you very much for listening. It's an interesting topic to me because personally, isolation is what saved my life. I isolated myself in a time where most people would have looked for somebody to comfort them. I was completely fine with being homeless at the time when I did this, and I struggled, and then I came back out, and then I just kept going. So I believe that, man, being confident in your abilities, your confidence, that's gonna breed your self-isolation to become a positive, wonderful experience and give you an ultimate infinity outcome. I'm not a big nerd, but I used to be. So when I say infinity outcome, I mean like the possibilities are endless. I'm talking about being nice to a store clerk could turn them into being nice to another person in their life that could turn into a person that meets you on the bus and gives you a free ride. Bus driver. Somebody that gives you some knowledge that you wouldn't have got because you was in such a negative attitude that they felt like they shouldn't have talked to you.
Nobody's paying you for your time. Your time is important.
Thank you very much for listening again.
And you can always put your
YG Reno, peace.
You know what I mean? Ain't no sentiments for poor dads and simpletons. You friends with them, you unlike them, you stupid. You stupid. All of this got a lot of chains and whips. Yeah. Slave to the trends, but you still a piece of shit.